Good afternoon, North Cadets. My name is Ben, and I will be introducing the multiple ins and outs, up and downs of our schools. To start off this episode, we have part 2 of Toriana's interview with Miss Dowdy on her point of view on bullying.
What can you tell me about cyberbullying?
There are a lot of issues with cyberbullying. Basically, a lot of it goes on a lot more in cyberspace, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on other applications, social media sites out there, because the person who's doing it feels like that they can be anonymous or protected by the computer. In other words, they're not dealing with the person face to face. Basically, cyberbullies are really cowards. They're people that don't want to, they can't meet their accuser face to face. They can't confront someone about something they have an issue with, so they hide behind a computer. And so it's a big problem. And basically, I encourage students, when they get something that's inappropriate, someone has made an inappropriate comment about them, or either on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, they need to let their parents know that. They need to show that to their parents, because it may be a instance where they need to block that person completely from their Facebook page, or block them from Twitter, or block them from Instagram. And because basically, you're dealing with a person who's just an out-and-out coward.
What kind of ways do they bully them on cyberbullying?
They just make inappropriate comments. In other words, they make comments like, "You're ugly, I heard so-and-so wants to fight you," those kinds of things. I mean, they make derogatory comments about or to a person that they probably would never say. Also, cyberbullying can also be not directly on their page, but it could be comments about them on someone else's page. And so but that still fits the bill. So anytime, and here's the reality, and this is what students need to know, is that when you do something like that, you send someone a text message that's inappropriate, when you make a comment on Facebook that's inappropriate, whether on their page or someone else's page, you make a comment on Twitter, you make a comment on Instagram. When you do those kinds of things, then that is out there to be found. Even if you delete that, whoever runs that website can still get to it. So in a court of law, that becomes a document that can be used against you if it becomes a situation where that person's parents presses charges. That information can be used against you, and you can't deny that you wrote that, because it's out there. It can be traced back to your computer. It can be traced to your account. So it's one of those things that you have no plausible deniability, and the courts will hold you accountable for that.
What you're saying is they could probably go to jail for doing that?
Maybe not jail, but certainly there might be some charges that would be associated with that. I do know of an instance where some young ladies who were actually in college sent some inappropriate text messages where they were threatening an individual, and they actually spent a night in jail over it. And so the charges were dropped by the complainant, okay, but those ladies were told in no uncertain terms by the county attorney that if the district attorney decided to press charges because of the nature of what was said, it wouldn't make any difference whether the person who had filed the complaint originally, whether they kept charges or not, because the district attorney might decide to press charges. So you get into an area where you can get into some very serious things. It may not be jail time for people who are under the age of 18, but it sure can for people who are over the age of 18.
What do you think of, it's like, let's all working together to stop bullying?
And I think that is a really great quote, because that's exactly what it takes. It's not just about Mr. Thompson or myself or Mr. Gish or the teachers in this school. It's about every single child that walks the halls of North Middle School every single day, working together to protect one another. Because here's the reality. We might stop the bully from picking on a particular person, but the only way to stop bullies from picking on everybody is for everybody to work together, because just because one person is no longer their victim doesn't mean that they're not going to move on to another victim at some point.
Thank you, Toriana. Now, are the hallways getting more and more dangerous? Shelby Johnston has gotten the scoop with Xavier Edwards, who has been a victim of the hallways.
Hello, my name is Taylor Sinnott, and I'm here with Shelby Johnson and Devion Edwards about our new story, Hallway Traffic.
Okay, Xavion, how did you get trampled?
I was walking down the RTI and I fell and my books dropped out of my hand. So when I was picking them up, someone pushed me down and people just kept on stepping on me. And there was like 4 people who tried to help, but all of them got pushed away.
Where did you get trampled?
In the main hallway when I was walking down to RTI.
Do you think the kids could take concern of the hallway rules?
Yes.
What period do you think this problem happens most often?
Closer to the end of the day because people are rushing to get out of school.
Do you think we can make any improvements in the hallway?
More time and more space.
How much more time do you think?
I think it should be about 6 or 7 minutes in the middle of the class.
All right, thank you, Xavion. I'm Shelby Johnston.
I'm Taylor Sinnott.
We're out.
I'm Xavion Edwards.
Now, we're going way back to a story I did a while back on Miss Turner's class, Blanket Drive. Mercedes and Lexus Rutledge are following up on that story with Cami Bridges and Alyssa DeCorvant for the results of this Community Service Act.
Good morning, North Middle School. I'm 6th grader Alexis Rutledge, here interviewing Alyssa DeCorvant and Cami Bridges, 2 8th graders of Miss Turnus's English Language Arts class, who took part in the North Middle School Blanket Drive that was held October 25th through December 6th. Alyssa, can you tell us how many blankets in total your class collected?
258.
Okay. Cami, did the majority of the blankets come from students, parents, teachers, or the community?
I think it came from the community the most, and that the community really helped us the most with it.
Alyssa, who are these blankets being distributed to?
Most of them were distributed to the elementary schools and the middle school and the high school and anyone who needed it at the Henderson County schools. And the ones that we couldn't use, we gave to the animal shelter.
Cami, where are the leftover blankets being taken?
Some of them went to the animal shelters, but the ones that were still good, we gave them to the different elementary schools that still needed some more after we already gave them some.
Cami and Alyssa, is there anything that you believe your class would want to say to those who contributed to the blanket drive?
Thank you. Our class really appreciates how much effort the entire community put into this, and we just really appreciate it in total. And we worked really hard for this, and I think that it paid off, and we really just appreciate it. So thank you guys. Swag.
Thank you, Alyssa and Cami, for taking time to answer these questions. I'm Lexus Rutledge, reporting from the library foyer.
This just in, Bailey Newman and Kendall continuing their series of interviews with North Middle's new teachers. This time, Bailey is interviewing Miss Arnson and Kendall is interviewing Miss Boyd. Let's get this going, you two.
I'm Bailey Newman, and I'm here today interviewing one of our new teachers here at North Middle School. What made you decide to start teaching?
I changed my major about 4 times in college. I first wanted to do psychology, but then I saw that there was a bad job prospect for that. And I've always loved kids. I've always loved working with kids. So I thought I would enjoy working with kids in a school.
Do you like it here at North?
I love it here at North.
What's your favorite part of teaching at North?
My favorite part of teaching is getting to know the students and building relationships with new people every day.
Have you taught anywhere else?
I haven't been an actual teacher anywhere else. I just did student teaching at Cali Middle.
Thank you for your time and have a wonderful day.
Hello, my name is Kenna McCord, and I'm here interviewing Miss Boyd, the new teacher here at North. What made you decide to start teaching?
Well, I've always known that I wanted to be a teacher. Even when I was younger, I would set my little stuffed animals all around my room and teach them the alphabet and the ABC, or the 1, 2, 3s, and all of that good stuff. So really and truly, teaching has always been my dream.
Do you like it here at North?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Have you taught anywhere else?
Yes, I transferred here last week from Henderson County High School, and I was there for about 10 years.
What's your favorite part of teaching at North?
Oh my gosh, the kids, they're so sweet. They're just so adorable and so nice and compassionate. I really like the kids here.
Well, thank you for your time. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, you too.
Hey, I'm back for our last story about the big game coming up. Not Sochi 2014 Winter Olympic Games, but the Super Bowl. Jacob Bridgewell and Danny Kennedy have the story about who people think will win.
Who do you think will win the Super Bowl this year, Jacob?
Broncos.
The Broncos.
I think the Patriots will win.
The Broncos.
The Broncos.
The Broncos.
The New England Patriots.
The Patriots.
Okay, why do you think they're going to win?
'Cause they're really good.
Well, I used to like the Colts because Peyton Manning, but now since Broncos, I basically follow Peyton Manning, so now I'm with Broncos. So they've been playing really good this year.
It's because Peyton Manning's the quarterback and he's like really, really good.
Because they have the best record and they've played better than everyone else this year.
Welcome back to the newsroom as I end our show.